These are almost impossible to get off, which is good. But you can cut it off and reuse it later. You just got to do it like that. Drip is awesome, man. You just put in a 25. I've used 25. I've used 15-pound reducers. This is a 25 because we have a lot of line to cover, but you just snap drip together and it just works. This is an end cap. Again, you just slide it on there. I try to get it about an inch in there. Now we'll go cut the other end. So in the last 5 minutes, we've made 3 cuts, 2 end caps, and a T fitting. The drip's hooked up. I don't have the drip spouts on them, but let's give it a pressure test. Oh, it's running down at that end. And it's running down at this end. Why is it not sealed? Oh, I see, the cap's loose. Here, seal the cap. Let's go seal the other cap. So the fittings are holding, but I just didn't have these caps tightened all the way. Tighten the cap. There you go. So now drip's pressurized. And what I'm gonna do is plug in the little emitters. Show you how easy that is. You need an emitter. I'm going with a 2 gallon per hour. You need a flat rock and you need this tool. You take your line and you poke a hole in your line. Just like that. It's actually easier to poke when you have pressure. And then you just ram this little barb in there. Like that. And that sucker's ready to go. We're gonna put drip into this hole because this is rock solid. So let me pressurize it and I'll show you guys how it works. There we go. So I'm gonna do the other 2 and then I'm gonna set the timer on this. I'll show you which timer I pick and the valve and why. All right, here's a picture of the box. I found these a couple years ago. In fact, the first time I found it was because I needed to do the drip on our palm trees and I didn't want to run power. But I just figured technology has come far enough now where they have battery powered valve timers. So this is a valve timer and a valve together. The valve already has the plug in it and then you just pick your zone. We're gonna make this zone 1. And look at all the zones it'll do, man. It'll do 4 different zones. So now we're gonna put the batteries in it. This sucker comes right out of here like this. There's your battery pack. These leads here plug into these leads. You can walk around with this thing, setting the timer and then put it back together and you're off and running. So let's put some batteries in it. So I do batteries, usually, I try to do them every 6 months, but I think the last time I went a year and it was fine. If your plants start getting yellow, you're gonna know. So you plug the thing in, there. We're in the off position, we're gonna go to auto. Right now, the time is 12:44 p.m. So hold the button down, get us to 44. Good. What's the date? We know it's 2025, the last year that we're all going to be alive, I guess. Oops, back it up. Okay, 2025. Today is the 9th month. Oops. The day is the 19th, I think. Actually, it's the 20th, so we got 3 days left. Here we go. Now we're gonna go to start times. I think the pool starts at 6:30. They'll start at 7:30. We'll do these at 8:30 a.m. And I like to go every 4 hours, so we'll go to the next one. We'll do 11:30. We'll do the next one at 3:30. It'll be p.m., of course. It'll just roll right over to p.m. 3:30, and then the last one we'll do 7:30. Again, we've got to wrap it around to p.m. I have made mistakes where I had them set like at 2 a.m. and I'm out there in the middle of the night and I hear the sprinkler come on. It freaks me out, so I had to reset them. Okay, those are done. How often? We're gonna do every single day. The day highlights as you hit the button. There we go. How long? We're gonna do today. We're gonna do it long because we want to pre-soak those holes. So we're gonna go 20 minutes each time. And it looks good. And then you just set the thing to auto. Oh, which program? Just A. That's all we're gonna do. So we'll go plug this in and we'll do a manual run real quick. All right, you just free up the wires here. We're gonna plug this, remember, into number 1. There's a little groove and there's a little nub. So you line those up and now we're plugged in. We're ready to go. There's a little bracket that goes right here. You kind of feed the wires through it and just slide it on top of the valve. And then the sucker closes, becomes waterproof. And there's little grooves, you just slide it on there like that. Take your box, wherever you want it. Of course, I'll perfect this later. Stick your box on there. You're good to go. So let's try a manual. Come over here and pop this open. There it goes. But it works. So now, put the sucker in here. I'm gonna let this drip these holes all day, and then I'm gonna come back out, and we're leaving in a couple days. And I gotta get these trees in the ground on this drip because no one will be here to operate the manual drip in my dog yard that you've seen. All right, I got all 3 of these holes started and I ran into complete solid cement sand on all 3. So we're gonna let these percolate overnight. It's an absolutely gorgeous evening here. And we're gonna wake up at 4 in the morning and head towards Washington. We're gonna drive to the upper parts of Oregon and stay in a town there, and then we will finish the drive to Tacoma to visit our new grandbaby, where my son, our daughter-in-law, they are in the labor and delivery right now. These trees are all done. Just to give you an example of some of the drip lines, see how it's not buried here, but it's buried here. I will end up burying all of this drip line. These were diggable today after I let them soak overnight like I just showed you. It's just so gorgeous out tonight. Look at this. I'm gonna try to do a video every week and get it out Saturday morning because the page is starting to grow a little bit and I just love doing the YouTube stuff. Now when I get back, I'm gonna head first dive into that trailer and make a ton of progress to make up for the lack of progress because these trees have been blocking the work area where I want to work on it. So let's head up. I'll take you to some beautiful sights. Time for the next one. All right, you guys, it is 3:30 in the morning and she ended up having the baby last night. So my entire family except me stayed up for the delivery. So they have no sleep. I've got about 4 hours. So we're gonna hit the road here in a few minutes. Come along with us, let's go. Right. After about 3 or 4 hours of driving, you guys, we made it to Bishop, California. We were told to visit this bakery called Eric Schatz Bakery. This place has been here for a long time. In fact, Eric Schatz Bakery traces back to 1903 when the Schock family, immigrants from Vienna, established the original bakery. They built a stone oven specifically to produce sheep herder bread for the Basque sheep herders who roamed the Owens Valley. A tradition that began during the California Gold Rush era around 1907. One trivial tale from these early days recounts how a Basque shepherd once traded a lamb for a week's supply of bread, claiming it was the only thing that made the lonely Sierra winters bearable. In 1950, Jack Schatt, a young immigrant from Utrecht, Netherlands, where his family had been baking since 1893, arrived in the U.S. via Ellis Island. By the late 1950s, Jack had bought the business, renaming it and expanding it into a wholesale powerhouse that supplied over 35,000 loaves daily to Southern California chains like Safeway and Vons. His son Eric took over until his passing in 2021. Today it draws over 2 million visitors annually along Highway 395, a testament to its enduring legacy. This bakery is known for its specialty breads: original sheepherder bread, sourdough bread, rye bread, cinnamon rolls, bear claws, Danishes pastries, artesian breads, cookies, bars, pies, cakes. They've got fruit juices, sodas, energy drinks, coffees, teas. They even have a live lunch counter during lunch hour that will make you fresh sandwiches. They literally have something for everyone, and definitely worth a stop every time you pass through Bishop. We sure loved it, and we'll be back. All right, you guys, we're in the town of Cedarville, Northern California. We've been on the road now for 9 hours, and this is our fourth stop, making them real quick. We're in and out, filling up tanks, emptying tanks, getting drinks and snacks. We should be in Oregon in about 4.5 hours, and we'll update you. All right, just in time, let's party. All right, well, this was a cool place.
Cool place.
Yeah, it was, called the Bunkhouse in a town in Oregon I don't know how to pronounce. Maybe I'll put it on the screen. Our first night was a little crazy. Someone approached our vehicle, apparently trying to give us the impression that he had a weapon in his waistband, and we sped out of there in my truck and called the police. They went in there and found out he was just a local mentally unstable person. So that was kind of a relief. So now we're heading to Tacoma to go see the new baby. Here we go. These yellow jackets have figured out that if they land on the front of a truck or a vehicle with bugs on them, they eat the bugs. I had about 10 yellow jackets landing on my mirror and then all on the front of my windshield wipers, eating bugs when I came out to get my truck. So the human impact on the environment here is a positive one, because we're providing these yellow jackets with a very, very lush smorgasbord. All right, we are on day 2 of seeing the baby. We saw the baby yesterday, and she's a cutie, huh, buddy? I'm just here in the beautiful town of Tacoma, Washington, a place called Point Ruston, and doing some cool video for the next video I'm putting out. And here's my little drone setup. Got the DJI Pro Mini 4, does great video. So follow the page, you guys, got lots of cool stuff coming in the future.
What's that supposed to mean?
Look, sometimes you just gotta go to the freakiest place in Tacoma. Frisco Freeze. Killer place, huh, bro?
Yeah.
Where are we at?
Legend. Legendary donuts.
Have we been here before, Juju?
Yes.
It's fun, huh? Yeah, this place is the bomb of donuts, man. This place is super awesome. We were here last time we were here, and we had to come back this time when we were here. So this little town that I've been taking pictures of and showing you video of is called Point Ruston, Washington. It's a 97-acre waterfront development that used to be a former copper smelter site. The site was historically industrial, operating as a smelter from the late 1880s until the early 1980s. The area did not develop into a small residential and commercial community until right around 2013, when the first phase, including initial residential units and commercial buildings, opened in 2014. From a polluted industrial site to a vibrant, walkable neighborhood, this place turned out great. My son and his wife moved here a few years ago after initially moving to Glenoma a few years before that. But they found this place and fell in love with it. It has almost like a Disneyland characteristic running right down the middle, with businesses on both sides, apartments, even condominiums. There's a gym, restaurants, movie theater, stores. It's just a really clean, cool place. And you just walk right out of your apartment and here you are, right in the middle of town. There's a beautiful boardwalk that goes all the way around the back of the commercial complex. There's plenty of things to do, and it's not that far away from the rest of the town. And you can see Seattle on a clear day, and even Mount Rainier. We had a great time here to celebrate Jacob and Amanda's first baby, Parker, our third grandchild. We're headed back home now to reality, responsibilities. So thanks for watching. All right, YouTube is just getting out of hand.
Like and subscribe.